This video provides a high-level overview of the main products in the Flames product line. This video is a second in a series of overview videos, the first of which is Flames from 50,000 feet. If you're brand new to Flames, you might want to watch that video first before watching this video. Just as a recap, Flames is a family of many commercial off-the-shelf products, and these products are intended to provide a framework for constructive and virtual simulations. As a framework, it is not a simulation. That's probably the most important thing to understand about Flames. Flames has been used for the framework, the foundation, for over 100 different simulations. As a true framework, Flames products don't contain any software that simulates any real-world system. There's no airplanes or missiles or sensors simulated at all within Flames. All of that software exists in plugins that are loaded by Flames applications automatically when the applications start. So all that software is outside of Flames and available to be customized. It's not embedded in the applications. The main products of Flames are divided into three primary groups: the Flames engine, the Flames developer, and the Flames options. So the rest of this presentation is going to give you a high-level overview of each of these groups of products. The first is the Flames engine. Flames engine is what you need to be able to create and execute, visualize, and control Flames scenarios. These are fully complete applications. They've already been developed. They're executable programs. You don't need to modify them or change them. These same applications work regardless of which plugins you're using. They automatically load whatever set of plugins you specify. And again, all these 100 different simulations that have been built on Flames, they're just different sets of plugins, and they're all using these exact same Flames applications. The first and largest of the Flames engine applications is Forge. This is our scenario editor. And it also lets you execute the scenario right within Forge and visualize it in 2D and 3D and control the scenario and the players in the scenario interactively while it's executing. Fire is a subset of Forge. All it does is execute the scenario. It doesn't have any creation or editing capability or any visualization capability. In fact, Fire doesn't have a graphical user interface at all. It is a command line application, and it's intended to execute a scenario oftentimes in batch mode or on a server. And this is the typical way that large scenarios get executed, especially for large-scale training exercises or large analysis tasks. I mentioned the word scenario. Scenario is a collection of data that describes the time and place where the scenario is going to take place. It describes all the players in the scenario, their composition, their behavior, and the tasks that those players are going to perform during the course of the scenario. All of the data that describes a scenario is stored in the Flames scenario database. Flames does not store any scenario data in flat files. And all the scenario data is edited from within Forge. You don't have to go in with a text editor and go behind the scenes and edit any kind of flat files. Everything is done through that very friendly and powerful graphical user interface. The scenario database is a multi-user database. It can be housed on a network. It supports full collaborative data editing so that multiple people can be editing the same scenario simultaneously without stepping on each other's toes. The next application in the Flames engine is Flash. Flash is just visualization and control of a scenario that's executing either in Forge or in Fire. So you can have multiple instances of Flash running simultaneously. They can be on different computers on your network. You have the same 2D and 3D visualization of the scenario in Flash that you would have in Forge if the scenario was executing in Forge. In addition to visualizing a scenario during execution, you can also visualize the scenario after execution. So Flash is our graphical after-action review capability. You can fast forward and rewind and pause and look at a scenario after it's been executed. Those playback files are created by either Forge or Fire when those applications are executing the scenario. Now, the Flames engine is licensed on an annual subscription basis. And that's the the way that we make our money for Flames and here at Turnion. But there's a free trial version of the Flames engine included with the Flames developer. And the Flames developer itself is free. This trial version is fully functional. It supports all the features of these applications. It also supports the features of most Flames options. And it is not time limited, so you can use it for as long as you are using the Flames developer. The way it's limited is in capacity. It can only execute scenarios that contain up to 10 players, and the scenarios can only last for up to 5 minutes. So it's suitable for evaluating Flames. Most of the example scenarios, in fact, I think all the example scenarios in the Flames store are all within that capacity limit, so you can try things out. It's also suited for doing software development. So a typical software developer who's developing custom code for Flames in a custom simulation based on Flames can test their software with the trial version and with small scenarios. And if that's possible, and it is for most people, there's never a need for a software developer to have to purchase any software to do Flames development. So they can develop the software and test it using the free trial version of the Flames developer. So you would buy a unrestrained, full capacity version of the Flames engine applications after you've built the software and you decide you want to use it for some sort of a real analysis or testing or training or mission rehearsal type application. So these plugins that I keep mentioning, where do you get those? Well, the first place to get them is from the Flames store. We have an online store, and it contains the Flames products, the Flames engine, the Flames developer, and the Flames options. So you can purchase them online. But it also contains what we call Flames content. So content includes plugins, example scenarios that are built with the classes in the plugin, and documentation that describes the classes. So there's many different content items in the Flames store. So you can get that after you download the free Flames developer. You can then go to the store and download this content. Currently, all the content in the Flames store is available for free. You can get those component plugins for free, and you may be able to do everything that you need to do with the content and the plugins that's included in the Flames store without doing any software development. The content also includes, some of the content, a Unreal Engine game. And as I'm going to describe you, as you probably already know, Flames has the Unreal Engine option that allows you to integrate Unreal Engine games directly into Flames. So there are multiple content items in the Flames store that also include Unreal Engine games to show you how Flames and Unreal Engine can be used together to create just incredible simulation capability. So this is the content that's available off the shelf without any software development. It's available for free. You can download it in minutes and become productive using Flames very quickly. But the real power of Flames is the ability to develop your own plugins. And you do that using the Flames developer. So let me change gears now and tell you about that. The Flames developer is a free software development kit, SDK, that contains a bunch of things that I'm going to tell you about here that give you what you need to develop your own custom component plugins. So the first thing you get with the SDK is a great big library of just literally hundreds of different functions that you can use to develop your custom components. It also includes a bunch of base classes, and these classes are classes defined by Flames that serve as the foundation for any custom classes that you're going to develop. Those classes inherit the Flames base classes, and they can be written in either C or C++ or in any language that can be called from C or C++. We use Microsoft Visual Studio for doing the development of custom components. So we don't have our own proprietary development environment. We just use standard industry tools, and you're probably already familiar with Visual Studio. The Visual Studio project that you're going to be using won't create executable programs. Those are already done. Those are the programs that are in the Flames engine. What you're going to be creating is Flames plugins or DLLs. So these are standard Windows dynamic link libraries, and that's the form of Flames plugins. They're just standard Windows DLLs. And so when you build your custom component code with your custom classes, what comes out of that is a Visual Studio plugin, a DLL. And we provide the Visual Studio solution that you need as a part of the Flames developer. When you download that, you get a Visual Studio solution that's ready for you to start doing development. The plugins, as I've already mentioned, they get loaded automatically by the Flames application. So whatever plugins you create, whatever classes you create, the Flames applications load those. They automatically integrate them. There's no integration step on your part. And they'll use whatever classes you defined to allow you to create and execute scenarios. So to help you get started in doing your custom plugin development, developing your custom classes for your plugins, Turnitin also provides a lot of help. And it does it with source code. So all the plugins that are currently in the Flames store, and the source code to all those plugins is available in GitHub repositories. So that's one of the many things that distinguishes Flames from other products that are out there. We have all the source code to all of the code that simulates all the real world systems. That's all outside of our product. It's outside the framework. And that's what allows us to give that source code away. And in fact, that's what we do. We give it away for free. So you can download that code for free. And as long as you're using it with the Flames engine, it's available for you to change and use it as a starting point for your software development. We also include full Visual Studio projects. So it's not just the code in raw classes, but it's also full Visual Studio projects. All the classes come in a project. And as I've mentioned, a Visual Studio solution is already provided with Flames developers. So you just add this project to your solution, hit build, it builds without errors right away. Once you have used the content out of the Flames store, and if you see a class that maybe doesn't quite meet your requirements, you can go get the source code out of the Flames repositories and use a tool that's provided with the Flames developer to copy any class that you're interested in modifying and give it a new name. And then, so you'll start all of your development of a custom class using an existing Flames class, Flames provided class that already runs. And so you're really just modifying the class. You never have to build a class from scratch. You're just modifying it to make it satisfy your additional requirements. The Flames store also includes Unreal Engine game projects. So I mentioned that a lot of the content items include Unreal Engine games. Well, we provide the full Unreal Engine game project in source code form for all those Unreal Engine games that are available in the store. So you can see how we build our games, how to make them Flames compatible, and you can then use those games as a starting point for the development of your games. So now let me change gears and talk about the last group of products, and that's the Flames options. And so I'm just going to hit these real quickly. They're described in great detail in the documentation that's included with the Flames developer. The first is the enhanced analysis option, and this allows you to automatically execute scenarios repeatedly to perform parametric trade studies and Monte Carlo analysis. It also includes an interactive graphical sensor coverage analysis tool that is available in Forge. The checkpoint restart option automatically creates a complete checkpoint file that stores the state of all the data in an executing simulation, including the data of all your custom classes, so that if your hardware goes down, a hard drive fails, you can restart the entire execution from the information in that checkpoint file. That's really useful if you're building a simulation that's going to be used in exercises that last for several hours or several days. The network database option, this is the one option that's not included for free in the Flames developer, not available to be used with the trial version of the Flames engine. This allows a scenario database to be hosted on a network, and this is what gives you the collaborative scenario editing capability. We have DIS and HLA options available. You have a DIS and HLA interface for communicating with legacy simulations. The source code to how we implement the DIS PDUs and the source code to how we implement the real-time platform reference FOM is also available in the Flames store. So if you want to customize or expand the way we support those PDUs or that FOM or create your own FOM, you've got the source code to be able to do that, so you can customize it. The Unreal Engine option is our most recent option, and it is by far the most exciting option that we have. And as you probably already know, and as I've mentioned, this allows you to build Unreal Engine games and integrate them directly into Flames applications. And the last option is a SIGI option. This option lets you use a Flames-based simulation as a host simulation to drive a SIGI-compatible image generator. And it also allows you to create image generators using Unreal Engine that are SIGI compatible, because it includes a plugin for Unreal Engine that supports the SIGI interface. So that plugin is free. So with that plugin, you can create an Unreal Engine image generator that's compatible with SIGI host simulations. Well, that concludes this presentation. The videos that you'll want to look at, if you haven't already, are Flames from 50,000 feet. There's another overview presentation on the Flames ecosystem that I think is very important to see, so you understand that Flames is not just the products that I had, but the ecosystem for purchasing and installing and executing those products. And then what you really should do is go ahead and download Flames for free, download the content that's interesting to you, try it out, and go to the free Flames training videos on the Flames Framework website. We have dozens of videos out there that show you how to use the Flames applications and also how to develop Flames compatible plugins. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your interest in Flames.